Hey guys, it is Henderson-Frazier here, and today we are doing a little bit of an art studio craft space tour. Is it a room completely dedicated to only art and crafts? No, because it's also my bedroom slash office, but like technicalities. However, this is the first time I have actually had a specific setup for crafts and not just use like the dining room table. So that's exciting and that's really fun, and yeah, I wanted to start out in the hall, actually not in the room, because this is where I have a lot of my crafting supplies that just did not fit. Down here is my box of cardboard, because I am a firm believer in trying to reduce, reuse, and recycle. Another reason why I love Gake Akira. So all that cardboard will eventually turn into something. I got more cardboard in my closet as well that I will show you guys. So here is paints. Up here we have an easel, then an easel. Then we have this, which has some used tissue paper in it, and this is just a gift wrapping box or bag. We have more gift like wrapping stuff specifically because I like to make my presents when I give people like fancy, and then I also kind of take back the stuff I used to reuse it again. This is paint, this is fabric, all of this is fabric as well. I love that. This is random bits and bobs. I need to get more little boxes like this to fit them in, but for right now, they're like this. I need to fix that soon because my sister is pregnant, so that will need to be fixed. That's a box of paint that my sister just gave me. Apparently she's been trying to give it to me for a while, and I just always thought it was the same crappy little paints that we got as kids because it's in the box. Apparently no. This right here is my son Edwin. He is currently legless and only one armed because they broke off and I need to fix him. That's why he is in the corner of craft. Over here we got more random bits and bobs. This is obviously my head kind of station. Right here we have different pens, markers, bits and bobs for wig styling and stuff. That's a backdrop. We got some markers here. This I think is empty. Yeah, surprising. More fabric. Technically it's a sheet. Again, I like to reduce, reuse, recycle. That is another sheet that I've been using for fabric. That is wigs. That is wigs. Down there, I believe, is a mix of wigs and fake flowers. That is bits and pieces of cosplay. That is a heat gun and some hot glue and molds. And I believe that's just random bits and bobs. This is technically my sewing case, but it's filled with, you guessed it, more fabric. And also a little bit of sewing stuff. Then into the actual room. I have this to kind of like separate myself from the outside world if I have my door open specifically. So, you know, this is my little apron I made. This took way too long to embroider. It's a little Mjolnir, love that. He's my emotional support buddy for crafts. This little cart rolls out from my table, pretty nice. Bunch of glue, a lint roller. This is the pattern I use for my bucket hats that I make. I made it out of trash, because that is my motto. This is some stationery that I sometimes use, mainly don't, but I stole it from my mom so it would get used. We have my button making stuff down there. We have a little portable speaker, just in case I need to go anywhere. This is a little cutting mat. I need to get a bigger one that's not technically for a Cricut, that actually like works, you know? This is my pegboard that I just now got, and my brother-in-law just now put up for me. Look at it, ooh and ah. I haven't put up like all the pegs because I don't know what I will need and where. So this is just currently the setup, but it will probably change and move on and, you know, such and such, evolve. There is my sewing machine. She is plugged in. This table is also really cool. My sister and brother-in-law, they got it for me for the Yuletide season. And then there's more crap over here. I'm gonna speed through this, but this camera overheats so quickly. That's a bag of threads. That's my hot glue gun. Those are my good fabric scissors. There's also bad ones over there that someone used for something else, and I am like, why? That is duct tape that I tacked to the wall. That is my giant ass embroidery hoop. Those are my mini ones that I mainly use. And then all my wonderful ribbon. This is a current project because I have scraps of my dad's old sweater, and since my sister is pregnant, I am going to make her little boy a little stuffed animal. And then this is all scraps and stuff I'm going to use to fill it because reduce, reuse, recycle. This is the closet of shame, but it is working for what it needs to. More of the cardboard I promised. This is my mannequin. Back there is some of my old art. It is in my portfolio thing. Not all of it needs to be in there. Some of it I could probably throw away, but I'm a little bit of a sentimental bitch. That right there is a giant pumpkin head I made out of cardboard. So obviously using it. I have also a Jinx prop that I am working on back there. Then in this corner, we move this shirt I made, and then we have all of the bucket hats stored away. Then behind that, or actually under it, we have a fabric box. Then way behind all this, we have more fabric. When will I get to actually being able to pull it all out? No fucking clue. That's future me's problem. So now, it is on to the comic creator station. As we can see, the most important part of the office, we got Siri. Siri. Hello. Obviously, she's the most important part. This is one of my computers. This is usually where I game and also edit videos, edit photos, and schedule stuff, and also write. So, love that. These are my little guys that judge me when I procrastinate. Now, excuse me, my dear child. I'm just going to scoot you over here. This right here is the best thing I did. I put my drawing tablet onto a swivel freaking mount, and it does in fact help my back a lot, which, I need because I am disabled. This is my Anonymous, mouse pad. I did it for the bit, and it is honestly really comfortable. This is a little shelf that will eventually be an Artist Alley thing. Here are a bunch of buttons that I made. These are the B and D grade ones. This one, honestly, I should just throw out because it's fucked up. Not even throw out, I'll figure something out. These are the good ones. Even so, not great because of a sizing issue I need to figure out, but yeah. Hello, city girl. So cute. You're so cute. Oh, and there's Katara. That is not my dog. You're not my dog. And there's my dog. Then right here we have a bunch of tacks. Fun fact, these are little teacups I stole from my mom's house because they were getting absolutely destroyed. So I super glued some of them back together and saved them. This right here is what I like to call my inspiration board. Right now, there's a bunch of keychains on here that will eventually go into Eda bags or onto other bags. Love that. Got this from a native booth at Penticon, I believe, and that's really cool. This right here is some concept art I did for an idea. What if Disney made a East of the Sun, West of the Moon inspired story? Because that's my favorite fairy tale. So I did that. I eventually want to come back to that because I really liked where some of the designs were going. My figures that are also inspiration. But yeah, this is where the comic magic happens. This is where the writing and YouTube magic happens. That's where the random crafting, cosplay bullshit happens. And this is a little scarf I made because I remembered I had the skill of knitting as a child. And I was like, hey, I should probably relearn that And as you could tell, I was having some issues doing the changes. I used to be really good at it as a kid. I don't know, but I made a full ass scarf. So that's good. And then this is also a little figure I painted. Yeah. Actually, I almost forgot. This is important. That's my sketchbook. My important papers. My notebooks over there that are important. And then obviously the most important thing, my fucking snacks. This is the fuel for the art. So just like that, you have seen my art studio, kind of. I am a big believer of fake it till you make it, so I'm going to say art studio right now, because one day I will have an art studio where I can just explode all over, and it will be great. So, yeah. Bye, guys.